Hey there, wrapping up 2023 and preparing for 2024. This is a 30. We have some exciting guests for you today as we talk about some of the things we've learned from 2023, but more importantly, plans and goals we have for 2024. This is the 30. Well, hello there, gang. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Patrick. This is the 30. This is where we bring you some information. We give you relevant information to help you transform your lives, whether it's your personal, your professional, or spiritual lives. That's what we do each and every week. Thank you for being here once again. If you can do me a huge favor, go ahead and share and like the broadcast. Make sure that someone else is seeing and getting the information that you are getting. Tonight, we are going to be continuing. We're going to talk about briefly 2023. And my guest is going to tell us one or two things they have learned from their plans and their goals they have for 2023. But we're going to make a quick pivot and talk about 2024 and what are some of their goals, what are some of the trends that they're seeing in their area of expertise. And then we're just going to have some fun. I hope you enjoy this episode. And make sure that you like and post and share the broadcast. If you're watching from where are we? Facebook, LinkedIn, we're on YouTube. If you're watching from YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to the Jackman Group channel. So let's see, who am I going to bring in first? And these are not, well, some of them may be strangers to you, but they're friends of mine. We are in a peer group together where we meet on Fridays. Shout out to Erica Bates and the Summiteers. So let's bring in Elle. Elle is our first guest. Elle, welcome to the 30. You are certainly not a stranger. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Patrick. I love coming on your show.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. We love having you on the show. So tell our viewers again who you are and what you do.
My name is Elle Kersey, and I created several therapies for the human body. So we created the most sought after non-surgical face and body lifts, as well as the quad method, because the rice method, where you use ice for your injuries, has been debunked. And so we needed an answer for that. So if you get a sprain or strain, I'm your girl. And I also created and founded Luxe, EK Media Broadcast Network.
Awesome. Great. Thank you for joining us again. Let's see here. New to the 30 stage. He is known as the Groundwater Guy. Here we go. The Groundwater Guy. Thomas, welcome to the 30. This is your first time.
This is my first time here, but thanks for having me. But you and I chat a lot on Fridays, so
exactly.
We're no strangers.
Exactly. So tell our viewers.
Hey, Elle.
So tell our viewers and listeners, who is Thomas in terms of AKA the Groundwater Guy?
I am a hydrogeologist, which I deal with water wells basically. So we keep the clean water flowing so you can just walk over to your sink and turn on the faucet and expect clean water to come out. And there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, but for you, you just have that expectation you're going to turn the faucet and clean water is coming out. But we make sure that happens for you. So
awesome. Great. And you also, Elle and I were talking backstage, you also do honey. How come I didn't get any honey? I feel left out on that.
Man, we shipped some honey out to you guys. I am a beekeeper too, so in my spare time. So but I'll tell you what, it goes fast. I got 11 gallons of honey this year. I'm a small time guy, but it just disappeared.
Wow,
gone. So
well, keep me on your list for next week. Not next week, but next year, Thomas.
Next year, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And now to the stage, the big dog himself, Harry Jefferson. What's up, Harry?
What's going on? How you guys doing? Hopefully you hear me.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I know that you had a previous engagement, so you're joining us.
I'm actually here now. I'm in St. Louis, and I'm outside of this event that I'm getting ready to go into, but I wanted to make sure I came on and dropped my penny and a half.
All right. All right. So tell our viewers, Harry, who you are, what you do.
I am Harry the Big Dog, and I am a new filmmaker and live streamer.
Awesome. Awesome. And you also do some more. I think in the bio you said you had 3 live streaming shows.
Yeah.
Right? Good.
Did you want me to tell them?
Sure. I'll continue.
I am a former DJ, so I have a DJ show where I interview DJs. I said the word DJ a lot. And that show is called DJ Interview. Have another show that's called Ready Live Pro, where we actually do stuff like this. And like you said, on our Friday, where I interview entrepreneurs, business owners, and my baby, which is I do a comedy show for my veterans. I am a 26-and-a-half-year Army veteran, and I do a show called Veterans Laughs Matter, and we help soldiers one at a time through laughter. We actually have an event coming up on next year in January.
Okay, great. Thank you, Harry. And I know you'll come back to the 30 because we have you scheduled one of the Thursdays in January, so you can talk more about that exclusively. Yep. So thank you for joining us. Let's see, Dorita, if you want to join us, I'll send you that link, and you're feel free to join us so you could be part of the heavy hitters for this episode. Just give us the thumbs up. The big dogs. So Dorita, I'm going to put that link in the chat for you, and feel free to join us. So let's talk, panel, about 2023. Tell us one thing that you accomplished and one takeaway. One thing you've learned, one thing you've accomplished from the things that you did in 2023, and then one thing that you learned, and then we'll move over to 2024 and talk about some of your plans and goals for 2024. So we'd like to go first.
Let's go with Elle. Let's go first. The lady first.
Well, okay, so essentially what I learned this year was that so I would say last year when we ended the season on this show, we were talking about what I was going to do this 2023. So I ended up actually doing that, was getting with professional athletes and treating them and finding out what they really need to recover after injury. So I actually did that. So I spent the entire season with the USFL, and I have been treating retired NFL players, and other sports, right, across the country, which is why I have been MIA for a little while. And also, and what the thing that I took away from that is that there's people like, as athletes, we idolize them as people, like, the being a fan and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is they need support in ways that I never would have known had I not taken on this activity. So I have learned that, just like, um, with the military and other organizations, there are people who, have not fallen through the crack in a way where they didn't get the support that they needed or that was available to them because they didn't know. So what I ended up doing is creating an initiative called Athletic Orbit that's going to allow me to help. It says athletes, but athletes and military and several other people, at the same time.
Great. Thank you, Elle. Fantastic stuff. I love it.
Thanks.
Let's see. Thomas, one thing that you did in 2023 in terms of achievement and one thing you learned.
Well, I've got the Groundwater Guy YouTube channel, and it has finally starting to take off. I'm really in a niche market as far as training goes for water utilities, but it's starting to take off a little bit. And the thing I've really learned this year is video is really probably the most powerful tool you can have out there to break through the clutter. And that's really what it's all about. Is there's so, you get on social media, there's so much clutter out there. How do you break through that? Video is still the best tool to do that. And you can, putting video in your emails and stuff, you can stand out a little bit. So video really ends up being a great tool to do that. Next year, maybe something else, but I think video is really something. If you're not doing videos, you really need to get into that space because it can really set you apart and get you attention. I mean, I'll just give an example. I went to a groundwater conference in Las Vegas in December, beginning of December, and it was amazing to me how many people have seen my YouTube channel, even though it's not necessarily reflected in the number of subscribers and the number of views. The fact that they've seen that I have the videos out there, the titles of they may not even watch it, but the mere fact that they're there gives you exposure. So you go down and you sit down and you look at your analytics and stuff, they may be kind of lying to you as to the reach you're getting. So video is, if you're marketing anything at all, video is very, very important. And that's really what I came out of 2023 with as a big lesson.
Awesome. Thank you, Thomas.
I agree with that.
And I think that we all, if not, we wouldn't be on this medium, right?
Here we are on video.
All right, Harry, what's your achievement and what was your key learning point?
Nice segue, Thomas, because I've been shooting video all summer. I got a chance to go out to the New York, New Jersey, and Baltimore area and film. For those people who don't know, this year marked the 50th anniversary of hip hop. And I am a former DJ, so I know a lot of people, and I got a chance to film the legends, the people that actually started this culture. And it was just so amazing for about 2 months, from August to October, filming, just getting everything documented. My takeaway, and this probably can go for any and everybody, you need rest. Your body cannot take but so much. And when I got home, which was about 2 months ago. I got home and pretty much just crashed until about 2 weeks ago when I came out of, I was resurrected.
Wow.
It is just, it is just much needed when you need to take a break. And I have people reach out to me and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this and stopping. What do you think? You know, stopping their podcast or maybe going bi-weekly. And I'm like, go ahead and do it, because when you need your rest and you don't get it, everything starts to aggravate you. Stuff just don't go right. And take your rest is where I'm going with this. Take your rest.
Agreed.
That I also agree with, because y'all know, well, not maybe everybody out there don't know, but you guys know that I have been on the road constantly. Hey, Alfreda, doing what we've been planning since last year. And I will say to anybody, be careful what you ask for.
For real.
Yes. Yes, because we all have gone down that rabbit hole and gotten ourselves into like commitment to every week we're going to do this thing, and we're people who keep our word. So we have accountability in our group. So it's like, you said you was going to do this. Well, where is it? Right?
Mhm.
So I totally get it, Harry, and I fully agree. I had literally was in the bed all day today, and that's not my normal, but I've been on the road since 2 weeks before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now that's
we
good.
we know what you've been doing.
Yeah.
She's been working,
Working
Yes.
it.
making
Yes.
things happen. So that's a great pivot, because we only have about 13 minutes left. So let's talk about 2024, because like it or not, 2024 is right around the corner.
Around the corner.
Literally.
Like the
Literally
next
around the
minute.
corner.
Literally around the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can embrace it or you could not. But guess what? It's still coming.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not stopping for any of us. So we got to start planning for 2024 and really set some goals in place, because that's where it happens, right? If you don't have any goals or roadmaps or things to shoot for, we could end up anywhere. So let's
Mhm.
talk about, give me one goal that you are going to be focusing on, you're written it down, and you're going to go all out on in 2024. Who'd like to start?
Let's throw
Harry.
Thomas under the bus this
No,
time.
let Harry go first.
All right, Harry.
Yeah, let's do reverse order. So
Exactly.
All right. Well, my main thing that I want to accomplish, and I'm already starting it, I want to create 4 events this coming year. 4 events. I already briefed on one of them, and we'll catch up next year and talk more about it. But 4 live streaming events, and I want to make it virtual and live, a hybrid meeting, because virtual is not going away, and live meetings are really needed, because now a lot of people do need that camaraderie, that face-to-face meeting.
Mhm.
I mean, most of us have never even seen each other in person,
Mhm.
but it's like y'all family.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Good. So the big one that you're focusing on is the one in January.
Yes, that's my big one. That's my baby. That's my heart.
And that's focused primarily on veterans.
On veterans, yes. Military veterans.
Okay, great. Thank you, Harry. Thomas, you're up. One
Okay.
goal that you're going to go for, you have it written down, you have a date on it, you have a strategy and action steps, and you're going to run with it. Which one is it?
Not to be so long-winded. So actually, and there's actually a basis to this.
Okay.
I put it that way, but as attention spans of folks go down and we try to break through the clutter, I have found I've experimented with different video formats, and I'm finding that some people will take their long form video and they'll chop it up into little segments, but I'm actually finding that if I do 1 to 5 minute videos and kind of in that sweet spot of 2 to 3 minutes, subtitle, get that out so people can watch it without sound on social medias, that gets me more traction and viewers than actually the long form content, even chopping it up in little segments, but actually purposefully doing stuff where I actually write out a script so I can keep it on track and get that time frame in there. That's getting me a lot more traction than the longer stuff. I've had people tell me, your stuff is great. There's a lot of information there, but I can't sit down and spend 45 minutes watching a video at a time. So small bites is really what, that's people's attention spans. You got to go with it. And
Right.
that gets people's attention, especially on social media. So I am doing a lot more of that this year. And that's my big goal, is to get that out there.
Nice.
Good. And Thomas, is it going to be focused again on groundwater, or are you doing
Yes.
something else? Okay.
Yes, sir. That's that's my niche. I mean, I do some business consulting type of stuff too, but really my main thing is the groundwater stuff. That's my niche. So I am the groundwater guy after all. So
Right. And who do you work with? Let's talk. Who do you work with? Who are your clients or potential clients?
Water utilities around the country. So a water system, you're going to get your water, you're getting city water from a water utility. They have their sources, whether it's surface water, groundwater. Those are the kind of people I work with. I typically don't work with, individual well owners. There's just not a whole lot of profit in that. And, but water utilities have a whole host of problems that they need some expert advice. And it's really, I hold myself out as the trusted advisor to these people. And some of these smaller guys, water systems, they need a trusted advisor, because let's all face it, there's a lot of bad advice out there in the world, and people are doing things, they're wasting a lot of money on the basis of bad advice. So people really need somebody they can trust to give them some good advice and steer them in the right direction.
Great. So you're going to use the short form videos to highlight or give people information about water. Is that again?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
In bite-sized chunks. Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you, Thomas. Elle, you're up. What do we have for 2024? Where are you focusing for 2024?
So I know it sounds like I'm copycatting Thomas, but what I've been doing while I've been on the road is doing a segment called Lean In. All right. And I've been getting so much response and traction, and people wanting to know and asking questions and doing all kinds of jumping on DMs and stuff. Y'all, I didn't even know I had DMs, like the kind of I didn't even know. Okay. So it was really funny. And then but doing those segments, they're less than 15. I try to keep them less than 10 minutes, depending on what I'm talking about. I just try to make it interesting. And I start playing this game called Where in the World's Elle. And it just kind of really started as like documenting what was going on, right? Our good friend Jason's kind of idea. And he was, I didn't want to just have a video just sitting behind the scenes looking crazy. So it's like, well, let me just start this, and it picked up. So with that, it's going to segment into 2 different podcasts. One is called Iron Sharpens. Y'all know the concept, iron sharpens iron, right? So this one is Iron Sharpens Eye. So it'll be a panel kind of similar to this, where we'll have different people come on, and there'll be like regulars and all kind of stuff that'll be part of it. And then the post-injury report to kind of segue into what we're actually doing with Luxe Maverick to help people understand the importance of not remaining in the perpetual state of recovery, right? You want to eventually get to the place where you're fully regenerated and well. And so those are the things we're going to talk about in those. And as far as for next year, just planning on figuring out how to scale. That's really the thing right now, because I mean, I can't do this forever. I know
Right.
I don't look as old as I am, but sugar, I promise you, I am old. So it's just important to be able to get that, so that more people in the world, there's like 14% of the world needs what I offer. So
Great.
So wait, Elle, you're not 28?
no, Fanny, L is 52.
Oh man.
And,
Well,
and I'll just hit on something here that I think is important as entrepreneurs, small business owners, is scaling. Because, and I know that we discussed this in the virtual summit some time ago, but it's important to really scale or set yourself up where you have a team of people where you can scale your business. Because if you're doing it all by yourself, then you're limiting the growth of your business. And I think that's what Elle is saying, is that she's going to have other people on her team, which allows her to expand and grow bigger. And that's what scaling is about, where it's not just a regional business, but her business is national and international.
Absolutely. I mean, I have a great team right now, but as far as being able to scale and train other people to be able to utilize the therapy, right? So it's a brand new therapy. Well, it's not a brand new therapy. It's like a new use for a therapy that's hundreds of years old. Actually, I figured out how to utilize it to biohack healing. So I have to have other therapists, not just business people. And so that's kind of the place. So we're definitely going to end up with a school, so that we can certify people so they can utilize it. And then we can kind of be able to move forward that way.
Great.
Because I think, like, typically when we think of scaling, we think of like, oh, you got to have a seat, another, like a VP and this and that. In this way, it's actually the opposite. We have to have more workers, if that makes
Absolutely.
sense.
Now that makes a lot of sense.
It's upside down for me.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's based on the industry that you're going into. So as we end, let's talk about, in your business, in your area of expertise. I want to end with this. What are give me one trend that you see coming in 2024 in your area of expertise? One trend that you think is going to start to pop.
Okay, so I want to take this one, you guys, because this is big for every single industry. I don't care what industry you're in, and that's AI. And what is happening very much. So we are about to go through, you go through phases in business and cycles in the world of life, right? And what's about to happen is we're about to go through a major shift, where just like when, typewriters and things kind of went away, typewriter repairman jobs, typewriter creators, all those businesses went out of business, right? And because of the word processor, and then the internet, and then all the different things that kind of came with that. But so that was a big change. And then with Bitcoin, that was also a big change that also had a money fluctuation, like influx coming in. We are about to go through an era that is as big as and as impactful as the electric light bulb, the electricity, gas, oil, all that. So we're talking Carnegie type of money, right? All that thing is about to flip. We're about to have another trend like that because of AI. And not AI because most people who hear about AI right now, they think that it's a new thing. AI has been out for a very, very long time, at least 25 years. What's about to happen is all the technology that they need to be able to make AI actually happen And, because think about Meta and all that, and people think it's a flop. It's not going to be a flop. The technology that we need to be able to make this happen, meaning the things that fit on the microchip that will power AI, actually is in the process of about to come into fruition. So this is going to change the game for everybody in every kind of way, because AI is not going to take our jobs, take our this, become human, become us. That's not what's going to happen. It's going to make everything shift. So we've been waiting for things like travel as a service, because they're supposed to change the insurance industry, change car buying, all kinds of stuff, because the and it hasn't come to fruition, right? And the reason why is because the technology, like I just said, was not available. It is happening right now. It is
Great.
happening. So we're going to have a whole flip, like almost $16 trillion flip in the world economy because of this. So, and it's not, oh, I can write a paper using AI. It's a whole lot of other things that's happening. So
So I agree. Next year is going to be a very interesting year as it relates to technology and AI and anything else that's coming tech wise. Harry, kind of bring us back in. What is your trend that's happening in your world, whether it's DJing or live streaming, or what is the trend for 2024? What do you see?
I think with the filmmaking over the last couple of months, I've been seeing, and I don't know if you guys heard about the strikes that was going on because of AI, and they were, a little worried about that. But the trend I'm seeing and seeing online is becoming more independent. A lot of filmmakers are getting away from the bigger companies because the companies don't have that $100,000 budget anymore. So I do see that coming. It'll be a lot more independent films, independent documentaries. That's what I'm gonna be doing. And that's what I see for 2024 and beyond.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I can see that trend, because I see it started in 2023, where you have a lot more independent filmmakers
Yep.
out there that's making their mark. Awesome. So we look forward to seeing some more of your documentaries, Harry. Let us know and let us get behind you and support you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thomas, what do you see in your industry? What's the trend for 2024?
A little bit different spin on things in the water industry, and actually most of the trades out there, is that we're seeing people aging out, retiring. And what that means is loss of institutional knowledge. So there's an opportunity in our businesses and most of those businesses for techniques, and maybe AI plays into that as well, but retaining that institutional knowledge. Because what happens is, somebody that's been in a business, turning wrenches for 50 years, they retire, they know where everything's at, and you lose that institutional knowledge, and now somebody has to come in and start fresh, and you run into problems. So it's a little more low tech type of problem, but it's definitely there. They call it the silver tsunami. So people aging out and losing that institutional knowledge, which means opportunities for people to step in and figure out how to capture that information and be able to transfer it on to the younger generation coming in.
Thomas, I'm going to use that word, if that those two words, if you don't mind. I'm going to borrow it from you. Silver
Tsunami.
Okay, silver
Tidal
tsunami.
wave.
I like
Tidal
that.
wave.
I'm going
That's
to use that because we do a lot with in terms of some of our clients, what we call succession planning, and that's been slow in a lot of industries. So we've been trying to work with our clients and on the importance of that. Start setting yourself up in terms of succession planning, because that silver tsunami is here. I like
Yes.
that. Thomas, thank
It
you
is
so
here.
much.
There we go.
Iron
Well-
sharpens iron.
That's right. So
Well, a little silver going on here too.
as we wrap up, tell our viewers how to contact you if they want to reach out to you. Thomas, let's start with you, and then we'll go with Harry, and then we'll end with Elle.
Probably the best place to find me is the Groundwater Guy YouTube channel. That's I got 130 videos up there at this point, and it's technical. So if you're into the water stuff, but all my contact information is there. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Thomas Ballard on LinkedIn. So those are the two places on social I hang out. A good place to contact me.
Great, Thomas. Thank you so much. Harry, how can people contact you?
Mostly you can find me on Facebook and just at Harry the Big Dog. Big Dog spell BIGDOG, not the W's and double G's.
Dog.
So Harry the Big Dog on Facebook, and any place else they can reach you, Harry?
I mostly hang out on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Good. Elle, Branson.
All right. So you can always find us at luxemaverick.com. If you want to talk to me directly, LinkedIn and Facebook, Elle Kersey, you can find me there. Don't send me no crazy DMs though. Good Lord.
I want to thank
people.
I want to thank the three of you for taking the time to be here. I pray that you and your business will have tremendous success in 2024. I also pray for tremendous good health and, of course, wealth in 2024. So thank you. Thank you so very much. I guess we'll probably see each other tomorrow with Erica and the crew. So
that is true.
So thank you. Thank you for being here. All right. So we've been talking to Elle, Harry, and Thomas. They've been talking about some of the things that they accomplished in 2023, what their learning points were, and more importantly, where they're going in 2024. So, friends, make sure, as I think it was Erica that put in the chat, we are 10 days away from the new year. So a mere 10 days away. That means that it's still time for you to wrap up 2023. But more importantly, it's time for you to start planning in 2024. So earlier this year, I talked about setting goals. So what I'm going to do next week, I'm going to give you an opportunity to get into, actually, I'm going to give you a link to a PDF that we use to help set our goals. So I'm going to give you that opportunity so that you can get that for yourself, and you can start using that to set your personal and professional, spiritual, business, financial goals. So I'm going to start talking about that next week, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to actually go over to our site and download that and use that for yourself. All right. So I think that's about it. Christmas is coming up on Monday. So Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy holidays, and may God bless you and your family. We'll see you next week. Be blessed, everyone.